Hello, everyone. My name is Mike Moran. I'm the author of the Believers superhero novel trilogy. We are currently reading in book two. So let me share my screen so you can see what's going on. All right, we're starting in chapter 4, Chief Grimes and the FBI. Jerry is an integral member of my police force, Chief Grimes affirmed. I understand, but something has come up that requires Jerry's unique abilities, Agent X replied. What could possibly be more important than stopping criminals and saving lives in our city? Let's just say that Jerry's not the only special one anymore, and we need his help dealing with the new arrivals. So what am I supposed to do while Jerry's gone? Do I get any kind of replacement? We both know that nobody can replace Jerry. Why even ask? Because this is absolute crap, Chief Grimes retorted. Chief Grimes is having a heated argument with an FBI agent about Jerry's future. Chief Grimes would never tell Jerry, but he cares for him like a son. He's worried about Jerry and whatever plans the FBI has for him. He has no clue what the FBI wants and if they can be trusted. However, the FBI is above his authority, and there's nothing he can do to stop this from happening. Jerry had no clue what was going on until he walked into Chief Grimes' office with Megafist in handcuffs. Jerry immediately felt the tension in the room and waited for Chief Grimes to address him. I heard you took care of the abandoned building incident. Good work, Jerry. Is this the guy responsible? Yep, but it's a bit complicated. He doesn't have weapons. Jerry hesitated to tell the rest of the story because of the mysterious man in Chief Grimes' office. He was wearing a full black suit and tie, and Jerry did not know this was an FBI agent nor if he could be trusted. The man turned to Jerry and introduced himself. Hello, Jerry. I'm Agent X from the FBI. I'm here to talk with you about a few things. First, I know this man has superpowers, just like you do. He's one of many who have emerged with powers over the past few months. What can he do exactly? Jerry stood quietly, looking at Chief Grimes for approval. Chief Grimes sighed and nodded his head, regretting that he came to work today and wishing the FBI had not shown up at his police station. Eventually, Jerry responded. He calls himself Megafist, and he has super strength. Well, that's pretty useful. Good thing I came here today. Otherwise, where would you keep a man like this? He could easily punch his way out of any jail cell you put him in, Agent X reasoned. Megafist grinned and said, That was the plan. So now that you figured it out, what are you going to do with me? You'll be coming with us, Agent X replied with a confident grin. Where are you going? Jerry asked. I still have work to do here. Not anymore, Agent X answered. You've got a new job now, a calling for a higher purpose. What if I don't want to go? Jerry countered. Well, I certainly can't force you to come. But what about Megafist and any other dangerous people with superpowers? If you don't come with me, who's going to stop them? Jerry paused for a moment to think. He looked at Megafist and realized that this was just the beginning. This was exactly what Cynthia and Dr. Diaz were working on, a way to find other believers. Maybe the FBI could help, and so could Cynthia and Dr. Diaz. Jerry felt bad for Chief Grimes, but this felt right, and nobody else understood believers and their superpowers better than Jerry. He also felt guilty that Dr. Diaz's theory may be true, meaning Jerry started this whole mess when he accidentally gave people superpowers, so now he felt obligated to fix it. Jerry looked at Chief Grimes and said, I know it sucks, but I have to help the FBI with this. I know, Jerry, Chief Grimes replied with a disappointed tone. I just hate losing one of my best. You know I can be anywhere, anytime, with my teleportation ability. I'm not abandoning you and Vaughn. You guys helped me a lot in the past, so please contact me for any emergency, and I'll be there. Chief Grimes smiled and said, All right, I'll hold you to your word. Don't let the FBI run you ragged, and I'll only contact you for emergencies. Jerry nodded his head, looked at Agent X, and said, Okay, you have a deal. I'll work with you, but I can't do this alone. I have a few friends that I want to stay in close contact with throughout the process. They have a lot of knowledge about believers and will be a great help. Agent X shook his head in disagreement and said, "We have plenty of our own people to help you. Bringing in civilians may put them at risk of being attacked by enemies. I'm not keeping secrets from my friends, especially when it was their idea to help me find believers in the first place. I understand the risks, but I think I can protect them, and they should decide whether or not to be a part of this." Agent X sighed and replied, "Fine, that's what you want. Don't say I didn't warn you." Jerry took a deep breath and said, "Okay, I'm ready to go whenever you are." Jerry gave a final salute to Chief Grimes and walked out of the police station with Megafist and Agent X. There was a black SUV with two other FBI agents waiting for them. They all entered the vehicle and drove off. Agent X looked directly at Megafist and said, "I hope you don't plan on doing anything stupid. Jerry and my agents have full authority to shoot and kill you on the spot if you do anything to hinder our mission. Are we clear?" "Sure, no problem. I got nothing to lose. The construction job is crap anyway. This sounds like a lot more fun." While waiting to arrive at the unknown location, Jerry started a group chat with his friends, Ryan, Vaughn, Blake, and Cynthia. He told them about his new mission with the FBI and asked for their help. They all agreed to help and gave suggestions about how to find new believers. "Jerry, great to hear from you again. I'm a businessman now and got some serious connections. I'll let you know if I hear anything through the grapevine about new believers. I can't believe more crazy people like you have superpowers. I can only handle one Jerry in my life." "You're working with the FBI? That's so not fair. Why not bring me along? I can read minds and I can't die. That's gotta be useful somehow, right? Anyway, I can help you by interrogating anyone you capture. I can also help train people like I did for you. Keep me in the loop." "You're looking for other believers? That's awesome. I want to fight them all. I'll show them what a real believer can do. When my adrenaline starts pumping, I can take down anyone. Speaking of that, I got a job offer from the NFL. Thanks to you, I'll be a football superstar and tackling quarterbacks on live TV." "I think you're doing the right thing, Jerry. Dr. Diaz and I will continue our work and give you whatever information we find. Right now, we are analyzing people with powers to find commonalities, similar things that all believers have. This will help narrow down the search and make it easier to find believers." After a long drive, they finally arrived at Deep Lake Prison. Built on a grassy field, this series of small white buildings looked abandoned and were covered in graffiti. Some of the windows were broken, and a few doors had been replaced by plywood and metal. Jerry started laughing quietly. He couldn't believe this was the secret FBI headquarters. Jerry had trained here a year ago with Chief Grimes, Vaughn, Detective Sanchez, and fellow policemen. "I wonder if the FBI made any changes," Jerry thought to himself. The black SUV stopped in front of the largest centralized building. Jerry and Agent X stepped out first. Then the other two FBI agents escorted Megafist out of the vehicle wearing handcuffs. They all entered the building, walked down a long corridor, and eventually came into a vast empty room. There used to be a huge obstacle course here, Jerry remembered. Agent X noticed Jerry looking around with curiosity and said, "I know you trained here a year ago, Jerry. I authorized that request. I've been watching you for a while, ever since your college track team tryouts. I also watched videos of your training here. I realized that the obstacle course is entertaining, but not very instructive. I decided that having more open space and the right trainers can help believers grow their powers faster." "You keep saying believers, as in multiple, as if you've already trained a few. Are there others? Have you met them?" Jerry asked with both fear and excitement. "Yes, Jerry. We have a believer here in this building right now. Take a look over there." Jerry saw a large ceramic square tile on a wall, the same material used for NASA space shuttles. He also saw laser beams hitting it from across the room, about 70 yards away. The laser beams were not being fired by a machine. They were coming from a man. The man was hiding behind a small obstacle and firing multiple lasers from his fingertips. He was a well-trained soldier, firing his lasers accurately and hitting all his targets. He was a dark black man, 34 years old, wearing a black tank top shirt and green camouflage army pants. He saw everyone walking in his direction and stopped shooting lasers. He waited silently for everyone to approach him. This man was mysterious and intimidating, which made Jerry feel uneasy and not sure if he could be trusted. Agent X noticed Jerry's hesitation and decided to break the ice. Jerry Miller, meet Laser Point. He was an FBI agent and a sniper before gaining laser powers. We were very lucky that he gained such power. It's made him more efficient and capable. He's the reason we began looking for new believers in the world. Laser Point stayed quiet and showed no expression or emotion. Jerry sighed and said, I hope there aren't any evil believers in the world. Without the right training, they can harm innocent people, like Kevin Baker did. Agent X acknowledged Jerry's concern and replied, As of right now, you two are officially the most powerful known believers. As such, I want to see you both in action, training side by side to compare powers and overall combat ability. Megafist became offended and exclaimed, What am I, chopped liver? I'll knock them both out with my fists. No offense, Megafist, but Jerry and Laserpoint are way out of your league. In fact, they are too dangerous to fight against each other. That's why they will train together, but not fight. Jerry felt relieved and said, I'm ready whenever you are, Agent X and Laserpoint. After our training, I have a few friends who can help train Megafist. I want to help him become one of us and not our enemy. I don't need your dumb training. I'll be fine on my own, Megafist asserted. We'll see about that, Agent X replied. In the meantime, why don't you watch Jerry and Laserpoint to see how they handle their training? Jerry and Laserpoint stepped into the middle of the vast room, while Agent X and Megafist walked into a small, safe room nearby. Two FBI agents brought out two test dummies. Then they walked into the same safe room. In the safe room, there were a few computers with video screens to observe training and collect data. Agent X spoke aloud through a speaker. Okay, boys, pretend this is an enemy who must be killed to prevent further casualties. Use whatever means necessary. Jerry charged up his right and left hands with different test energy. His right hand was glowing white and blue, crackling with electricity. His left hand was glowing red and orange, producing smoldering hot flames. He soon lifted his hands up and combined them together, creating a ball of energy about 3 feet in diameter. He flung the ball at the test dummy and it melted. It fell to the ground, looking like a significantly disfigured version of a person. Jerry looked at the test dummy and cringed a bit, reminding him of his fatal battle with Kevin Baker. Jerry hoped he would never have to do that to a real person ever again. Megafist's jaw dropped, wide open, now realizing that his previous fight with Jerry was a joke, because Jerry was holding back the whole time. Laserpoint had a less flashy attack, but it was lightning fast and lethal. He quickly pointed his finger at the test dummy and fired a laser beam about as thin as a pencil, but it seared through the test dummy faster than the blink of an eye. You could hear a sizzling sound and see a hole right through the heart of the test dummy. No person on Earth could survive such an attack, and it may be too fast to dodge or block, even for Jerry. It was intimidating to know that Laserpoint had such power at his fingertips. What if other people in the world had similar powers, but were unable to control them? Watching Laserpoint made Jerry realize the dire importance of his new mission. He was now more determined than ever to find new believers before they hurt themselves or others. Jerry jogged over to the safe room to have a conversation with Agent X. I'm ready to bring in new believers. Do we have the locations of anyone yet? Not yet, Jerry. You'll be the first to know. We'll maintain frequent communication with you. Now that we've collected data on you and Laserpoint, it should help us locate other believers faster. Thanks, Agent X, Jerry replied. Then he looked at Megafist and said, I've got 2 friends who can help you train, but I don't want you rushing into it. I only want you to do it when you're ready. Here are their phone numbers. Jerry gave Megafist contact information for Vaughn and Blake. He also texted Vaughn and Blake some background information about Mary Megafist, so they knew what they were getting into. Lastly, Jerry decided to teleport back to Cynthia and Dr. Diaz to discuss what he learned about Laser Point and the FBI. Jerry thanked everyone for their help and then disappeared. And that's it. That's the end of chapter 4. I hope you all enjoyed it and see you for the next video. Thank you so much.